My fellow fighters and the people of the world, one thing I've realized after observing the other committee, or most of the time when you observe the parliament, the sessions, you realize that there's certain members from other parties that don't seem to know how parliamentarian work works. They don't seem to know protocol. They don't seem to know the due processes. They don't seem to know the constitution of South Africa. They don't seem to know the law of South Africa. They just be doing things for the sake of doing things. I guess these people are feeling the pressure from Twitter and online. Somehow they want to take unbinding pressures from Twitter influencers and Twitter people to go in parliament and act in bad faith towards their very own members of parliament, knowing very well we are living in a democratic constitutional country. For instance, I want you to observe this.
And I've said to you, we do not constitute ourselves. Now calls are being made for you to remove people from this committee who have been sent, correctly so, by their parties. It might be nice today, but you're establishing a precedent that is not sustainable, Honorable Number. You ought to be it doesn't matter how you feel at the time. You ought to look at the future and turn tables as to what's going to happen if this happens to us one day. I know how these chaps operate. Extremely unprincipled. Today they want to appear like they've got principle on recusal and all manner of things. Again, to say what General has presented here must be accepted as a gospel truth because it was said by a police officer under oath. Then we must take what he says about Honorable Mkhunu because it's been said under oath. And why should we proceed about any other thing? Because everything General said here, a police officer under oath is honest truth, nothing else but the truth, and no one can question it. It's unprincipled. General has presented what he presented. We are going to question him tomorrow. We're still going to put whatever he put before us to test. So I'm pleading with you, Honorable Chairperson, don't fall into a temptation to do things that are unconstitutional. This is a proportional democracy, proportional representatives, and we are here constituted by how we are represented in Parliament. And our parties shall decide on those things. Members have raised their issues. The public has listened to them. Honorable members had them. The party she represents have had them. And she will make that determination tomorrow. And it's as simple as that. No chairperson has got a right to choose who sits in this committee, who doesn't sit in this committee. Last point. All of you who are making the recusal point, why is none of you not quoting the rules of Parliament on recusal? And why is none of you quoting the terms of reference on recusal? We're just talking past each other. No one is referring to anything. No authority is being referred to. No authority is being referred to. I'm just saying we need to remain principled. Nothing wrong with the chief whip having raised this issue that this member has been implicated in a manner she has been implicated. We are still appealing to a conscience and leave it there. Not remove. You are able to remove alternates, but you can't remove a person who's implicated. You have no such power. Neither do us have the power to determine what happens to the delegation of the DA. And let me remind you, Honorable Novan, when they refused Honorable Kloppe to go to the JSC, I took this stand I'm taking now. It's not for the first time. That's me. I took this stand even on Honorable Kloppe. I said, you are not going to do that. If he's a member of parliament, he must enjoy all of those privileges until a certain decision is arrived at by the courts of this country. So today, the tables are not on your side. You say, no, you can determine who must be sent from the other party. But when it comes to your party, no one can determine who you must send. So, comrades, be principled. This road is still long. We just finished a year. We have another 4 years to go. With these honorable members that are here with you, behaving like they are raising principal matters when they are setting a precedence for you. and setting a trap for you. Be warned.
Many people are crucifying the CIC and making it seem as if he's defending the member of the DA. Of course, they will misinterpret him. They will say he's defending the member of the DA. But they won't bring clarity as to what is he talking about and what is he defending and why is he sticking to that principled position of defending that. Defending is not defending that the member of the DA, nobody should touch him. Yeah, he's acknowledging that the member of the DA might be implicated from all of these statements from General Tlatlamkhwanazi. But even though that member might be, there's still processes within parliament. Just because your name was mentioned by someone who is confessing does not mean now as a parliament. What if now they start mentioning the members of parliament in the MK party? Should they also be removed? And this is not just for the other committee. This can happen in any other committee where a member's name get mentioned without context, without proper clarification as to, then all of a sudden, because this can create a smoke screen for anyone to be removed. And this will give imaginary powers to the chairperson. And those powers, the chairperson can never afford them. The powers to remove members of parliament from committees. A committee is only a political party that assigned that person there that can remove that person. You know, unless politics are being played. And I guess these people are trying to play politics to the point where maybe they want to vote for it, for her to be removed. They want to play politics like that, I guess. They want to take it to the political arena where they end up voting. But let's stick to principles. If this member feels that she's being implicated for her sake, for the sake of her conscience and her right in this democracy, people are making it seem as if because she's white, now she must be removed. Yeah, she's the DA, she's white. But it's still a democracy. What if it was our fellow black person who was mentioned that you leaked some classified information? What if it was an MK party member? Should you be forced to go out, or should you just think for yourself, Yazin, for the sake of the integrity of this thing, people shouldn't be forcing her. If she decides to stay, the world will judge her for staying there knowing very well she's implicated in something. She must not be forcefully removed because there's not even a law like that. Those who are saying she can be forcefully removed, tell us, what law is that? What law? Under which section of the Constitution? You don't know. All you know is just to say things to us people who don't like. Hey, Julius Malema must go out of parliament. How? How will he go out? This lady must go out. Kanjani. Like, they must just chase her. No, that's not the law. Then you are doing gimmicks. If you want to be doing that, must stick to the law, must stick to the Constitution. In this country, we are run by the law. You can't be doing unlawful things. Can't be doing unlawful things. You must stick to the book, Baba. Stick to the book. Because once you go off screen, even if you are trying to look for justice, but once you go illegal ways, boundaries will be pushed. Then chigi. People will just be murdered out of nowhere. Because, yeah, you were dealing with this thing, this one, it just, wasn't this scorer, so deal. If you want to take the law into your own hands. So, we can't allow it. That the law, some people, because they're angry at this DA lady because she's white, somehow they want to forget about protocol. No. Mama. And history is busy judging her the more she's staying there. Imagine now General Tlatlamkhwanazi will be exposing her while she's sitting in front of him like this. Nimzulu Zolo, how you want it. But it is what it is. Thank you very much. Thank you.